What is up, guys? It is Stu with What the Fuck Gym Talk, and I'm back with another one of these new episodes where I'm doing in real time live problem solving for my consulting clients, concealing their identities, their businesses, and all delicate financial and private business information. But I am sharing with you the problem and the solutions I'm providing to the clients because I believe it's going to help many of you. So this is a client of mine who, when he's in it and he's working on the business, the dude's money. He really has high output. However, like many small business owners, he wears too many hats. And unfortunately, in his gym, the culture of the gym is paying the bills, but it's not the culture he wants. The culture has gone away from him. If he had it his way, he would probably shake up the unique belief in fitness. He would change the methodology around because it's not really what he believes in anymore. But unfortunately, the inmates are running the asylum and he's established an income stream and a revenue stream that wants this certain thing. So we're not disrupting that. That'd be a bad business decision to do, especially if we didn't have a lot of time to slow drip the changes. But what that does to a gym owner is you gotta understand the psychology of this. It really deflates you. Like you walk into your gym and you don't love what's going on in there. You're like, fuck, man, I don't even believe in this fucking workout or how we're doing it, but I have to do it because that's what they want and that's what's paying the bills. And I don't know how to go ahead and rebrand it, or I'm choosing not to out of, fear or whatever it may be. And in this scenario, we have decided that there is plenty of other shit we can clean up in the business before we go that rebranding and kind of changing the UBF route that hopefully can get him feeling a lot better about the business and more excited to be working on it. So these are the action items from our last call. And one of them was, I was identifying with him that when the business feels good, that's when you need to recall the items that currently lack the infrastructure, okay? So this is the notes from our call. And because that's generally what most business owners do when shit's going well, like you had a good sales month and things are running smoothly, we take time off. But the problem is that every small business owner, myself included, has a laundry list of shit that needs to get done. And when things are going well and the kitchen's not on fire, that's when you need to address that shit. And that's when, unfortunately, when you have free time, you actually don't, because you have a backlist of shit that needs to get done. Because when shit does hit the fan, low sales, high churn in a month. We've all been there, okay? HR issues, landlord issues, whatever it may be, right? Like you're putting on an event, whatever's going on in your business, and you don't have time to address your laundry list of shit. So I've been really encouraging him that, listen, right now, while things are okay, I want you to focus on this list. So I asked him to compile a list. This is the list, and he broke down everything in here, and he kind of gave it by category, which I appreciate the thoroughness of this. Let's go to one of these right now. So business category stuff. He's giving me a bunch of stuff like coach evals not being done at all. I know what a lot of you are thinking, like, just fucking do them. Yeah, that's not what they pay me for, to just say fucking do them. Of course, that's part of it. But do you think he's not doing it because he doesn't want to? He's not doing it because there's probably not any structure to it. What I'm doing here, and you can see this over here, everything that he's listing is we're going to create the actions that are going to solve the problem. We're going to assign a very specific due date for it, and it's one that I'm going to hold his feet to the fire on. And then an area for additional notes and nuance and all that stuff, all right? So I'm just going to walk you guys through a couple of these literally in real time as I'm helping him address this, okay? So, for example, coach evals not being done at all. So the first thing we're going to do on this one, first, we're going to create or update a coach performance audit checklist. This is essentially a checklist of all the items you want to see completed by a coach while delivering your services. You want to create a shared Google Doc with a bullet list of every single thing you want the coach to do in order to deliver a high quality client experience. Put doc in here, all right? We're going to place them in chronological order in how they would occur in the class, because that's the easiest way I found for gym owners to create this, is for them to go ahead and just say, okay, I want them showing up 15 minutes early. I want class starting on the hour. Right before class, I want the music turned down. I want them to meet everybody over here. I want them to spend 5 minutes on the workout debrief, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's all there. And you just do it in chronological order all the way to the end. Now, if you're sitting there as the gym owner and you're having a hard time thinking of this in your office, get out of the office. This is honestly best to do while watching a class. You know, gym owners, like, I always get asked this question, do you have like a template of this you could send me? I'm like, no, go sign up with my good friends over at Two Brain or fucking Affiliate You or one of those companies that do that for you. I'm not in the business of wiping your ass. I'm in the business of teaching you how to run a successful business. I'm not giving away fishes, motherfuckers. I'm teaching you how to fish. So the best way to do this, for you to do it on your own, is to sit in your class, because none of those templates know how you want it ran. They came up with a one-to-many model and have just rinsed and repeat that PDF to fucking everybody. And again, I'm not throwing shade at those companies. I love those guys. I'm just saying, it's not my fucking thing, okay? And the people that I work with and that I take on as projects, they're not looking for the fucking handout that every other lazy fuckface is getting, okay? They're gonna create their own shit. They're gonna be self-made. So they're gonna sit in class if you don't know what you want and just watch your coaches and just think of the timeline. And even if you don't have one established, like, I don't know, we've never even actually really like told coaches when they should show up. Like, well, pretend. What would make this class run better? Did you realize right now as you're watching that class that they're 6 minutes late and there might be people who came and attended a 6 p.m. class per the sign up in the app that have shit to do at 7, but now this is going to probably run to at least 7:10? If you were listening to this right now and you've ever had a client have to leave the class or leave class without getting to finish their workout because you ran over, go ahead and punch yourself in the dick or the twat right fucking now. That is an absolute utter embarrassment. You can't fucking tell time. You can't run something. It's generally from coaches doing too much chitty chat fucking talking, either monologuing at the whiteboard or, you know, the workout debrief or chatting it up with, you know, members in too much of a social setting than an actual coaching instructional setting. Rant over. All right. Next, you're going to go ahead and rank all of those items. 1 on the left all the way to 5. 5 is orgasmic. 1 is dog shit. And you're going to rank them on a scale of 1 to 5, okay, on how they're doing each one of those. Next to that quantitative analysis, you'll have a section for notes, and you can now give some qualitative feedback in there for yourself and for the conversation you're going to have. Because that's the next thing, kids. You need to have that conversation immediately once they've completed their last class or their shift is over. These audits do not work well when you talk about them 4 days later, 48 hours later. They have a more lasting impact when you do them right then and there afterwards because it's fresh. How many times have you ever audited a coach or given him constructive feedback? And you're like, I don't remember doing that. I don't think, no. Oh, you know what happened? You know, Sally, when I went over the coach her on it, she did this, and it's so many days removed. You can't be like, no, motherfucker, I literally just watched you do it 30 minutes ago. This is what happened. Do this immediately after. It'll have way more of a lasting impact. All right. I recommend then you organize all of these notes that you're taking. And again, this could be a clipboard. It could be a fucking, an iPad or digital. It doesn't matter. But you organize them somewhere so that you can then review them for performance reviews. And you can review them with that coach immediately after. I typically recommend about 3 audits per quarter. You never announce that you're auditing a class. You never tell them what the schedule is. You do a secret shopper. They're sitting there, they get ready for class, and they look over in the corner and they see you there with your clipboard, like, oh, fuck. He's auditing me today. Shit, I wore socks and Birkenstocks. Damn it. And I wore my girlfriend's pink shorts. God, fuck. I'm not allowed to wear that. I look like such a douche. Anyway, do it in a secret shopper type scenario. But these are the action steps I'm going to give him. And now I'm giving him a due date. I'm telling him, bro, I want this shit done by Friday, April 10th. I'm recording this on Wednesday, May 1st. And he's going to upload it to Workplace, which is our communication platform, for my review. And then I'm able to pull up the document, make edits, go back and forth with him with Loom videos, and create this thing. But this is essentially what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through this in real time and provide action steps. And here's the thing is, I'm not doing it on all the things he gave me here. If we zoom, there's a handful of stuff in here. And I'm not going to do it for all of them. Because just like coaching someone and giving them movement cues, if you give someone 5 movement cues at once, they're going to fuck them all up. One thing at a time. That is the thing I found to be so successful in my consulting that gets these problems solved quickly is we snipe things one at a time, at a time, at a time. So for the sake of this, for your education, I'm going to go through one more of these. Okay, let's go through here and let's take a look. All right, I know you guys can relate to this. So on this one, he's got some basically like some facility issues, right? And I know you guys can relate to this shit. Bathrooms need touch-ups and a coat of paint. His old core value signs need to replace with new ones. Banners are crinkled up and need some TLC. He needs to hang some new banners, apparently he has. Recalibrate the sandbags, or make sure they weigh what they say they're going to weigh. Needs labels for equipment, especially the kettlebells and dumbbells. He wants to do away with his old CrossFit plate display. His lobby is a morgue. Are we selling shit? What are we selling? Is this a waste of space right now? I'm going to save that for a different discussion with him, but on a different post. He has an extra room with just shit being thrown in there for storage. Like, what's the purpose? Should we sublease this thing? What should we do with it? And then he wants to put a lock on his office so people stop walking in there for any reason. Okay, so I went ahead and I pretty much laid out, we're going to do a spring cleaning day. Everything on this list can be completed in 6 hours or less. Pick a date between now and May 30th to literally annihilate every single fucking item on this list. There is no reason any of this should take more than 1 fucking day, and I think 6 hours is all he'd need. Regarding the PT room that can be sublet, if he sends me over dimensions and we talk about lease rate, I can come up with the lease rate, I can help him list it, I can help him come up with a lease agreement for it if we find a suitable subtenant. But generally in these spaces, if there's someone who would rent it out for $300, $500, $1,000+, do that. Don't like, oh, we're gonna make this a recovery room. You're not solving a current problem. That's not a problem you have. Nobody has not joined your gym or canceled your gym because you didn't have a recovery fucking room. It just sounds fun that 6 people will fucking use. It'll be the same 6 motherfuckers every time. So always ask yourself, if you're gonna do, like if he was gonna wanted to repurpose that room, I'd say, are we solving a problem? Otherwise, if it's a no, then we're likely creating one. So I'm gonna be pushing him to sublease it. And luckily, his boy here, me, I've got the gym real estate company, the arsenal of resources there to help him do so. I'm sticking with those items and I'm telling him I want this done on or before May 30th. Now, a lot of you guys are looking to what I've done here and it's like, that's it? Like that's your consulting? You're just telling him shit and giving him a date? Yeah, fuckface. It's kind of like your personal training, your group classes. A lot of my clients, it's not that he doesn't need me to show up and fly to his gym and clean off his banners and throw stuff away. He just, again, we all need structure. It's nice when you have someone that takes this shit and helps you be like, okay, that's what I needed. I just needed a list. I needed action steps. Because a lot of gym owners are great at executing. They have a really hard time. They get paralysis by analysis. Because if you see this list, look at all the shit he has in here that he feels is weighing him down. But slowly and surely, we are going to liquidate this entire fucking list by knocking these off piece by piece by piece. It might take us 3 months to do everything. I don't care. That's fucking fine. None of this stuff is preventing him from being successful. It's just adding to his level of anxiety that he has not done right as a business owner. And that's one of the problems that I'm here to help him solve. So, guys, hopefully you're enjoying this series and these like live problem solving sessions. If you are in need of some problem solving and you want to work together, go to WTFGymTalk.com. There's only one button on the entire website. Fill it out. Hit me up. We'll talk. But until I talk to you in the next podcast or YouTube video or however the fuck you're digesting this, have a great, great fucking day.